which is really nice, especially with not being a gloss. Is that just needs to set in?
You did the other side yourself?
Oh, he's going to do it.
Oh.
Well, I'm artistic, not artistic.
So these dry in 5 minutes. They're cheaper than hardware store paint.
This gentleman right here, he's a former Brockville, Ontario champion, Can-Am champion. Where else? Cornwall.
Oh, thanks, boys. Jeez. No problem. God, I got to take you on the road.
He's the reason why probably many retired. There's the reason why there's fences in between you and the grandstand and the track.
Yeah.
He flipped her upside down, put her right in the section of the grandstand one night. What, down Can-Am?
Yeah.
You know?
I frequented Can-Am with Mom about 20 years ago. Yeah. That was fun. My mom, she worked at the upstairs bar at the Ambassador Hotel, Joseph's.
Right.
Oh,
There was a regular there that
she would know. She would know my name for sure, probably.
Well, there we go.
What are you saying? You got some local water involved?
Well, I figured in Joseph's a fair amount.
So she was close friends with Penny and Doug Carlisle.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what's your mom's name?
Sandy Oliveira.
Yeah, Sandy. I know that.
Okay. Well, there
You mentioned my name, she'll know.
Okay. And what kind of reaction was she get?
Well, it's
Okay, that's, you know what? That's all you can ask for.
be all bad. I'd like to see him do it on the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why I think he's doing this side now. So that's how the drive just got to face that way.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
So probably what we'll do is bring in a couple of those blocks and set up a snow
Yeah,
stand.
do that. Yeah. That's a good idea. Check over your truck.
All right, he's ready. Not a problem. I'm going to step back. Right up.
So again, start in, just drop your line down so you have an idea of your ballpark of where you want to go. Very basic numbers, right? Then good place to start is you add on your ends. So we're going to do kind of a block style like we had before. I know it's going to curl around like this and go down here. I want it to crowd in nicely with this 3, so that's kind of where I want it to end up. We didn't end up with much of a tail on the first side. And again, this is just going off my phone from the first side we did. Right? Good about here. Went kind of close to this ledge up here, so you kind of have an idea of how you're working in. Now, one thing Sean said before is we're want at least 18 inches. No problem. No problem. Right?
No, we do something.
And just copy the line work over again. You might think, oh, well, you know what, like, if you're doing your own, you know, it's different on this side than the other side. Nobody can see the same both sides of a race car at the same time.
Exactly.
Right? Just make it consistent enough.
That'll flex a lot.
I know. So those are going to come together. That shadow, right? It's going to start crowding in. All that space is going to fill up really, really fast when it comes to getting those shadows. I'm going to pop over here. We had for the typography people, the serif. It's kind of that block end that we had. Cap it here. We're going to go that far in the width or thereabouts. Finish it off like that. Give her a little bit of a capper there. And yeah, again, too, we want that line work there because that decal's going to come in. It's also going to be the black and white, so it's going to work well with the numbers. There. Back over to our fill. Now I'm going to use just still that white again, even though we're going to do that overspray in that light gray still. I want that white to give us a nice background for that for it. So typically using like a lot of the yellows and lighter pigments that you start to lose the bit of the opacity with it. It's a little bit transparent. Giving it a nice primer coat, as it were, really helps it out. If you're doing, I find, if like darker colors, darker pigments, you don't even necessarily need a primer coat. At least for the line of motorsports we're in. Do a fill. Do.
See you later,
Take
Walter.
care. So again, oh no, went too far on the tip of the 7, right? Sorry, you got shadows. Only thing that matters is the last coat of paint that you put on it.
Yep.
I'm gonna take some of that red from before. Work it in. Because that overspray that I get with the black, when I do that hit again, is gonna blend the red.
I gotta be honest with you, Matt. I was over there saying you had me until you sprayed that shadow blotch on there.
Yeah?
Oh, it's kind of like, oh god. Now that I look at it, I have to apologize.
Oh, like
'Cause,
the black itself?
Well, no, when you sprayed the white, said the shadow, and you remember you said some people do stars.
Oh yeah,
But no, it looks good. I have to admit, I was over there saying he had me going. It was going great until he did that, but I see why he done it now. And you know, of course, it's a learning experience for me. So, and it's hard to stand back and watch somebody do it, but you know what? I hats off to you, man.
Hey, no, and I appreciate your honesty too, because I mean, ultimately, you know, they say the customer is always right as well, and you got to be willing to deviate from your style when you can, right?
Yep.
It's that part where, like, for a lot of creative individuals, that's the reason why you get hired. But just because you do something one way doesn't mean you don't. You should feel the need or the challenge to mix things up when you can, right?
You ever worry? You ever worry about doing this? You know, like sometimes the police pick up styles and they can actually tell. You know, once they start catching people, that you know, you might have been the guy that spray painted the numbers on this car. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, I got nothing to fear because I didn't do it.
No, exactly.
If you're Kingston local as well, there's a dedicated graffiti wall. It's by Rivercrest. Oh my gosh, it's right downtown. Probably cut to Google Maps right now. Rito Crest. There's a big retaining wall that it's like a designated
Billboard.
graffiti space. As long as you don't spray anything untoward. But it's entirely a public thing. It's, I think, daytime only. And you can go and practice your stuff. Like a lot of graffiti guys they'll kind of say, "Oh, you know what? Like, it isn't graffiti if you buy your paints. You got to steal it." Like, not necessarily. I like spray art for its speed I like it for its accessibility. And if you got an opinion and you can paint it on a wall, it kind of legitimizes it a little bit. But just don't go picking and choosing, cussing, and all that sort of stuff. That's kind of not my style. That's not my thing.
No.
Much like what you're saying before, when it comes to a car having character, that's the thing with spray paint as well, is looking at, say, symmetry and balance one side of the car or the other. Is there's room for imperfection when it comes to spray paint, which I don't think is for like a lot of other stuff. You can't do that with, say, pinstriping and things like
Yeah,
that, because
exactly.
it needs to be precise. Spray paint, you have more room for forgiveness, which I kind of like too. It takes a bit of the pressure off. Still keep things neat and tidy, but ultimately, the medium of just blasting paint out of a can, you have some room.
See, that's my problem. I'm Mr. Symmetrical.
And
I'd almost get a damn measuring tape out. Well, I have. Shouldn't say almost. I have.
Mm,
You know, when I'm doing it myself, but then I get mad and paint the car about 9 times after. And it doesn't really matter because I just, rather than get the paint and fix it up like you are, I just repaint it back on there and fix the mistake as I go. And of course, the car ends up being so heavy because it's got about 13 coats of paint on it. Then I get impatient because I just don't have that virtue and value in me too much. So, the question begs to differ at the end of it. Will the car run as good as the paint? That's why you're the man to do it.
maybe that's the next strategy. Is you put 1 coat of paint on your passenger side and 10 on the driver's side. That way it kicks out a little
Gives
bit
a
more.
stance, yep.
I was
Helps with
watching.
the stagger.
It was Dale Jr.'s podcast I was watching yesterday, and it was the episode with Daryl Waltrip on. They're talking about putting lead BBs, like shot, in the frame rail, and they put it in where the jacket position is on the frame. And I know this was decades ago, right? And there was he was saying they'd load it up, and when inspectors would come by to, like, okay, who's got shot, who's loading their car with shot, right? Well, they put the jack in the car right at the spot, so it covers up the hole that the lead BBs were at, right? So just little stuff like that. And
Or-
then we come to this day and age where it's there's cheating cars in motorsports, or cheating cars in demolition derby. It's always been there. It's
Yeah.
always been there.
Yep.
It's the team's job to figure it out.
Like stuffing rags up in shocks and jacking your car up and, pretending you're changing tires. Because they come along and they try and balance the car. Well, good luck when it's on a jack. So.
It's cool what he does, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna get into it?
Well, Crayola. Once upon a time, I had an airbrush. I think it's in the bottom of my toolbox. Of course, didn't work too good when I tried to hook it to a 150-pound compressor. Not realizing that I should have used my tire pump. I think I blew the hose off and put it back in the toolbox.
Called it a career then, right then and there, eh?
Yep. I just rattle can this car. Normally I pull my paint sprayer out and do the deal, but all my stuff's in storage, so I kind of just, go out there and I think, okay, I need this, this, and this, and forget half of it. Work with what I got. Once again, folks, LMS, Last Match Standing. Don't forget, check him out. Check him out on Facebook. Like I told you before, he does more than just cars. He do anything you want. So, Now some of you may be looking, saying, look, he's spraying the red on there. It's lightening the red right up. Well, while you're saying that, please remember when you seen the other side, he aligns it with black, so it takes it right back to where it was. So you need not bother, worrying about that. Ever think about starting to show videos of how you develop different techniques for the younger generation coming about that may want to get into it?
Oh, sir.
Did you ever think about starting to do videos of, how-tos and, basically?
No, yeah.
Or do you now?
Really, it's honestly the past 4 years have gone so fast that I was like, am I?
At Derby is doing it. You don't really have time to do much
No,
else.
not even necessarily. It was just like, I guess I'm in can be in a mentor role. It's just kind of felt like, well, I'm only I'm 4 years out of the gate this June or this July, so it's kind of like, well, there's somebody that's going to come along that knows far more than I do. There's a mural guy in Toronto, I'm sure, that knows far that's probably looking at this going, what the hell is that kid doing? But it's just,
Hey,
if you know the right way to do it and if you're staying home not doing anything, do you know better or not? So, hey, get a hold of me. Let me know there's other ways to do stuff. By all means, this is entirely self-taught.
like I said before, we all gotta learn to crawl before we can walk or run. So
Exactly.
as you carry on, you're gonna learn different techniques that'll, you went and you'll look back on today and say, man, look where I've come from.
Yep. Absolutely.
This is what I used to do. This is what I do now. Trying to eat your heart out,
The Deadpool van last year in Kingston.
Yeah, you done the Deadpool van for my buddy's son there last year, Christoph.
Grant and Christoph, yeah.
Yep.
And I guess who was it, Dawson? Yeah, he's getting into it there too.
And Dawson, he finds the skinny pedal the odd time, makes his old Uncle Sean proud.
Well, he's born and bred to be a firecracker too, just like his dad too, right? So sometimes you Sometimes that foot gets a little bit heavier too. So
It don't always make you a bad person.
nope, not at all.
Well, when it comes to this, yeah. It's
Nope.
costly and racing.
Nobody gets into the future with their foot on the brake. Same as that speed limit sign out there. That's just a guideline.
That's right.
You know? Police look at you like you got two heads, though, when you get pulled over and they say you're speeding. Say, bullshit, I'm qualifying. They don't like that too much. Sometimes the humor goes right out the door.
Yeah, and if you're zipping around going 40 over to Toyota Prius, you can't exactly blow the carbon out of it now, can you? Right? It's a little bit of a different age of cars. Not to knock the Toyota Prius. Great for the mileage.
No, but
you
I'm
just can't use that excuse.
you know, I run RC cars too, and the electrics. You know, I have electrics. And I can tell you something, when you get a full charge on the battery, if I ever went stupid enough to own an electric car and I got caught speeding in it, I'd say I just pulled the charge plug out of it. And must have been a false charge. It overcharged it. See if they'll buy that. Probably not. I got pulled over here in the shop one day, got a speeding ticket. Car was on the hoist. No, seriously, I did. Of course, then I offered the guy to fight, or the officer to fight, and that wasn't too good. But anyways,
This is not legal advice from 327
not
Motorsports.
exactly. We never played by a rule book much, anyways. Again, a rule book is just a suggestion. A lot of guys out there found the gray area in them over the years. Some of them are still running. Some of them may even be promoting.
Some of the best people that find those gray areas are called lawyers. Oh, also, that's another thing too. Don't have money for a lawyer, contact a derby driver because odds are they can find the gray area no problem.
Well, they're good at loopholes.
That's right. One that I heard from out Deserano way. Again, they'll remain nameless for this example. It says in the rules for stock compacts that you can use rear window bars are permitted. Didn't say how many window bars you can have.
Oh, exactly.
That's right. So some they were running with two. It was just one of those things.
Well, the old slogan is, it's easier to cut them out than it is to add them when you realize you come underbuilt.
That's right.
If you have to cut, it means you're doing something right, eh, Blair? I think he just said that when the last derby he went to.
If you're not cutting, you're underbuilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of chuckled at that. So when you went to Lindsay Fall Brawl there,
Yep.
and you were doing the buses and whatnot, did you get a chance to meet that What in a Way guy?
I didn't have a chance to meet him, but I did get hired for his because he did a signing earlier that day
Right,
too.
right.
So I was stacked to the brim with work. He was busy doing his signing and stuff, but still, it's really like, especially to have from the perspective of a promoter to be hired for their special guests and stuff like that is
Yeah.
really cool. So like,
Feather
again,
in
shout
the
out to all the promoters that I work with too, the Germains, the Turners, the McClungs, Dustin and Blair and everybody. Like it's one of those things. They see the value in what I do. They go through because trust me, derby promoters aren't doing it for the money, folks.
No.
It's a lot of stress and a lot of work. So, but having that confidence put in you, like I want you to make this, make these guests feel a bit more special in the rides they have and represent the people that they've been sponsored by and all that. It's huge. It's huge. It's nice to have that niche. Like again, I'm a derby fan and motorsports fan first. That's where the respect and the appreciation comes from. And doing something like this, you kind of find your place. Dark. Koala. Shove that back in. Do it over again. That's okay.
Now, is there any reason why you could not clear coat over top of this?
You
to
can.
protect it?
Oil based.
Hmm.
We've tried water based before, and it causes a huge orange peel.
Right.
Thanks to Don for helping me figure that out. But you can an oil based, like I use Tremclad. I've seen used a bunch on the work, and that seems to do the trick.
Nice.
Yeah. They also, for anybody that's preferring more of a graffiti specialist items, Montana. It's a little bit hard to get here in Ontario just because of how trade is still, and distribution. They offer actual lacquers for graffiti spray paint in various finishes.
I see some of them trains go by and then box cars on there.
Oh, it's awesome, isn't it?
It almost make you wonder how in the hell, like they must allow them to be billboards because I mean, some of the work that's on them,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way you could do that in a 20 minutes
I think,
or
and
even maybe a couple hours.
some of the train yards too. Their policy is as long as you don't cover up the identifier and safety markers, just go for it. Because to them, it's just an extra coat of paint, right?
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yep. Saves them having to get the red oxidized primer out and have at her.
And
Pay some
besides,
monkey $20 an hour to paint them.
yeah.
So
And like besides too, especially waiting for a train, it's at least to have something to look at, right?
exactly.
You're not supposed to be on your phone, so.
Yeah.
And I say supposed to.
Or counting the cars going by.
That's right.
That ends up making you feel sick to your stomach.
Once it gets about north to 120, it's like, this has been enough. This has
Yeah,
been
okay.
enough.
Okay, Caboose, it's time to make your appearance. You must have a lot more patience than I do because about 5 cars in, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think, where's the Bo and Luke Duke? And we'll just launch it. What do you think, Braden?
I like it. Thank you.
We found somebody who did have one.
Mm-hmm.
So is this your first race car you done?
Yes. So there's an asterisk next to it because there's been a couple enduros for Brighton that I've done before, but I'd say a full-fledged caged race car. This is certainly the first. So. Once he got a hold of me, I've been looking forward to it all week. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be
Really fun. He's been looking forward to it too.
good.
He's always wanted to have graffiti on something. He was trying a few years back to get a graffiti artist to come out to do a complete car.
Oh, yeah?
Street style.
Well, glad we can finally make it happen. Like.
Yeah.
I find like to kind of do that little starburst or that little shine to it. only like 2 to 3 per character. You want like don't want to go overboard with it.
Yeah.
Looks a little weird, but still to do it at the points, you know, still adds something, I find. Kind of give it that chrome finish or that metallic finish we're looking for, but we don't have metallic paint. Step back, have a look. Shadows are consistent. Heavy on the top. Clean that out there. All right. Down to the right, down to the right, down to the right. There you go.
You need the ladders in the
Thank you
shop.
very much.
You're welcome.
Was that a couple of blocks? I think it was a block of wood. Small world, eh? Walter knowing your mom.
Yeah, well, it figures, right? That's Kingston for you.
Yeah. Well, him and Dougie Carlisle and all them, they used to race together, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I at least I was able to see him turn a couple laps and a little bit of his return, but by the time that I was able to go down there, I think he was already on the crew, like he'd already well retired,
Right.
especially with his back and that.